Let's talk about wedging, or how to turn this into this. Wedging is just the main way you prepare clay to use on the pottery wheel or hand building. If you've got, inconsistent clay or air bubbles, those are going to cause you problems as you work with the clay. So there are 3 basic techniques, and they all are aiming to give us consistent clay, soft or hard spots in the clay, and get rid of all the air bubbles. Those are the 2 main goals for our wedging or clay preparation. So the 3 techniques are stack and slam, which is great for mixing 2 different kinds of clay. And there's also the ram's head wedging. That is what beginners usually start with, and it's a little easier than the 3rd technique. And then we have spiral wedging. Spiral wedging is slightly more advanced, and it's really good for larger amounts of clay. And of course, if you are fortunate enough, you may have a de-airing pug mill, which will produce clay that is probably nice enough to use straight out of the pug mill. Now, to start with, you will want a clean surface. Just make sure it's clean and it doesn't have any, little crumbs from the last time you used it. All right, another thing you might keep in mind is that standing is actually preferred, at least for me, because it helps me, I can use my body weight a little easier when I'm wedging. Okay, I get a little bit more movement with my body. Okay, but I'm doing this sitting down just for video demonstration purposes here. All right, so let's take a look at the 3 ways that you can wedge clay. We'll just do a quick overview of all 3. Stack and slam wedging. It is perfect for combining 2 different kinds of clay. Stack, slam. Cut, and then same thing again. Stack and slam. All right, so you can see just after a few times, you can see the clay is getting mixed pretty well. So you can see it doesn't mix it quite completely unless you do it for a lot more time. So I like to use this technique first if I'm combining 2 pieces of clay, and then I use a spiral wedge or ram's head wedge to finish mixing it and make sure all the air bubbles are completely removed. Ram's head wedging. So this is usually the way that beginners learn to wedge their clay, because it's a pretty simple process. First of all, grab a chunk of clay however much you think you're going to need. The more you grab, the more effort it might take. And basically you're going to press your palms into the clay. Okay, so I'm pressing my palms. Most of my pressure is coming from this part right here. Okay, pressing my palms in at an angle, and then I'm going to rock it back towards myself and do the same thing, only a little bit higher up on the clay. Okay, so I am pressing in this way with my hands, and I'm pressing out away from my body as well, so kind of at an angle. Basically, I'm taking this part here and kind of pressing it into the middle. I'm trying to stuff it down into the middle of the ball of clay. All right, so spiral wedging. So spiral wedging is a little bit more advanced than the ram's head wedging that most beginners start with, but it is better for larger amounts of clay. You start similar to how you start your ram's head wedging. You're going to press down and in, okay? But slight variation, as you rock it back, you're going to turn it. Okay, turn it a little bit, and then you're going to press in again, so you won't be pressed in the same exact spot. You'll be off to the side just a little bit. Okay, and then press down again. So rock it towards you, spin it a little bit, Not a whole lot, maybe, I don't know, 10 or 15 degrees. Press again, spin it. You'll start to notice the spiral form. As you turn it, or as you rock it back, you turn it slightly, and you press. I press more with this hand. As I press, this hand is along the outside. I press a little bit, but I press more down and in. You may notice that you're not actually wedging the whole thing like ram's head. You only have to worry about one part. And as you do it, it spirals around, so the whole ball of clay will return to this spot here that you're actually pressing, that you're actually wedging. It's going to take some practice. Okay, so now you know the difference between the three types of wedging: stack and slam, ram's head, and spiral. Hopefully that gets you the kind of the main idea, the basic technique, and you can try those out and use whichever fits your situation best. If you need more detail, be sure to check out a video specific for each technique. It gives a little bit more detail, a little bit better explanation. So be sure to subscribe, and that way you'll see those and many other videos about pottery and ceramics. If you have any questions, or if there's something you would like to see, leave a comment below. Thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next one.